Oh my God! Oh boy, they were all crying and everything. Now everybody's crying for real.
Yeah, now they're crying for real.
Yeah,
exactly. I didn't vote for Obama. I voted for Cynthia McKinney myself. I liked her politics, and I liked the fact that she could stand up to these guys. Ask them where the money's at in the Pentagon. Where's that?
Some good points, but they didn't like her. That.
Yeah, they didn't like her. They railroaded her out. As a matter of fact, they had a bunch of Republicans switch over and vote Democratic for another Democratic person in order to get her out of the primary there and stuff.
But, I was playing. I'm so tired of the left-right paradigm that goes on between Republicans and Democrats.
Yeah.
I think, sometimes I just want to go independent with some of the candidates that were going up I didn't see eye to eye with. So I penciled in Ron Paul.
Yeah. Yep.
So who do you really think would have made a better president?
Ross Perot.
Yep, I like Ross Perot. I like his politics.
My
I voted for him
is
for
the next election, we should just vote for everybody who has never held an office anywhere.
Well, that's what the election process was in the early days. That's what the election process was meant to be. You're not voting in career politicians. You're voting in a representative of the people, not a politician.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's the big thing. There is people have to go back to that that sense of hey, we want. This guy is honest. We feel he's honest. We feel he's not going to, turn around and stab us in the back. He may not be a career politician, but he knows common sense, and he knows math. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to do the math. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. And when he comes in, he's not coming in owned by anybody already.
Exactly. You don't need nobody with skeletons in the closet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I posted on the Washington Press the other day that this is what I feel about the vote. I feel like if y'all can't get the vote settled and y'all can't sell it the correct way, let's try this. Let's stop paying all you politicians for a year. Let's not pay your credit card bill. Let's not pay your vehicle bill. Let's not pay your house note. Let's not pay you anything for a year, and let's see how you feel. Let's not pay your pension. Let's not pay any of those people that get paid off of these same tax dollars that we can't get dispersed for Social Security. If you can't pay Social Security on a second, I don't think anybody in government should get a check. I don't think their credit card bills, their house notes, their transportation bills, nothing should get paid for them. Nothing.
We could create a whole bunch of businesses and then invoice them for wasted time and then turn them all into collection agencies.
Yeah, that's where we do it. And look, just to give you an example, look at the members of Congress and the Senate. Now, I don't know, I haven't researched it deeply, but I heard that after 1 year, or is it 1 or 2 years, that they're on full pension. After 1 or 2 years in the seat, they get a full pension.
They get a full pension.
Right.
Full pension and full medical and dental for the rest of their life.
Right.
Man.
What's up with that?
Yeah, that's real nice. I don't know.
Yeah. On our dime.
I don't know.
Well, I feel like this. If they're young enough to go back to work, they should have to go back to work. We should have to take care of them because that's eating up the budget, too.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, they're getting all these bodyguards, the kids getting bodyguards, they're getting cars, they're getting big pensions, they're getting buildings named after them. Okay, let's stop the war, let's stop paying the politicians after they retire, give them a meager pension, like everybody else, like give them the same amount a guy from the factory gets.
Hey, give them that percentage system that everybody else gets.
Right, give them that little bit.
How about the same thing everybody else gets when they get fired? Maybe unemployment, if they're lucky. Yeah. and send them some paperwork for COBRA.
Right.
Yep.
Let's just stop. I mean, if they really realize what the small person go through, I think they would be able to understand what it is that they're saying. And it's not a Republican thing, and it's not a Democrat thing. It's a people thing, period. You know?
Yeah.
You can't see that a lady who's 67 years, who's 80 years old, who retired from a job after cleaning somebody's house for 30 years, and she's getting a little meager pension of $500.
In some cases.
How that's going to... Right, or how that's going to affect her. You understand what I'm saying? Well, people don't understand that. Yeah, people that clean the house, they were a part of unions too. But they don't
doesn't
understand.
matter. It's still a job. They held a job for so long. They were employed for so long that you get the benefits. You know, that's why they worked. That's why they took all the Uncle Sam took all the Social Security and all the other deductions out of your pay for X amount of years, and now they're trying to say we can get it back.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's just, I mean, to me, the system is just overloaded with freeloaders. Freeloaders, you know? Somebody told me the other day that a person who smoked crack can get $700 a month. $700 to a crackhead?
Yeah.
Are you serious? What? That didn't work for it.
Yeah. I myself do it.
Huh?
What's he getting $700 for?
Oh, crackheads are easy.
They're disabled.
They're mentally disabled.
Crackheads are easy. You can keep crackheads busy for days. Just walk in a crack house and throw a pocket full of cat litter on the floor. You won't see them for months.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, it's a lot of people riding the system on disability.
What'd you say, Clyde?
I was like, that's crazy. $700 for nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this comment in the chat room. It says, let them make it on welfare for a year before running for office to see how they can make it on that.
Yeah.
Before we elect them.
Well, nothing else. If we send all brand new people up there, they'll all be so confused for a while. At least everything kind of set and settle.
Right.
Right.
That's the thing, is you got to watch out because people up there in the hierarchy of the government, they have their own agenda. They don't give a damn about you, about me. About
politicians are narcissistic by nature, or they wouldn't be politicians. I mean, I've said before, the only people that get into power are people that crave power, and people who crave power are narcissistic. They really don't care about anyone. They just want to keep themselves, in the spotlight, so to speak.
Yeah.
And figure out how much money they can suck out of the system, like Timmy Geithner.
Oh yeah.
That guy, man, I don't know why, but he just reminds me of a weasel, kind of. He just sneaky little weasel. That's what he reminds me of. Him and his daddy, Bernanke.
Yeah, y'all were talking about Ross Perot. I wrote Ross Perot in for King.
Mm-hmm. Well, see, they were going to let Ross in there anyway because Ross wasn't a politician; he was a businessman.
No, and that's what we need. I think before you go to D.C., you should have an accounting degree.
But you know what? Right now, I'm not really a fan of the businessman being over any offices either, because these businessmen that are governors of these states are just messing them all up right now. Well, we got one in Michigan. We got one in Michigan, and man, he's a piece of work. He didn't grow up in the hood, let's say.
Well, is he a government type businessman or is he a private businessman?
He was a private businessman. Now he's the governor.
There you go. Once they get sucked into politics, it's like the black hole, man. You get deeper and deeper, and then they're gonna be corrupt to kingdom come.
Yeah.
So that's what that
Detroit in receivership.
Oh yeah, I wonder what lobbyist is giving them cash on the side to do that.
Yeah.
Well, they want to control it because Detroit actually controlled a lot in the state of Michigan, and they want the water. They want the land. They want everything. And, man, I'm telling you. And I think, Minnesota, from where, what's her name? That wants to run for president?
Bachman.
Bachman. Oh, yeah. She's from Minnesota. Aren't they in receivership already?
Mm-hmm. You know, I got one question to ask you, too, before I hang up. What do you think it would take to bring back the automotive and industrial corporate centers back to Detroit?
They're back in Detroit, really, and they're visible now, though.
Are they even building anything?
Yeah.
Because I know they don't even make ball bearings in this country anymore.
Well, yeah, the steel mills are gone.
We do have a few plants still around in Detroit, in the Detroit area, and stuff like. It's nothing like it used to be, you know, the auto industry and the kind of people that it used to employ. You know, you had 300,000 people at General Motors or something. Now probably there's less than 100,000, maybe 70,000 still left. You know, at General Motors.
I know they closed most of their major plants up there in Detroit and Chicago and Illinois area.
Yeah, they're doing more in Asia, in different places. You know, plant building in Mexico and different places like that than here.
Actually, what they're saying is by the end of next year, the majority of the work that was actually outsourced to overseas will be back in the USA. They're trying to get, GM is trying to get theirs back in. Chrysler is already back in, and they've been hiring a lot of workers here in Michigan. I
don't know how they're going to come back in at the. Well, they did, like cut the wage in half.
Right.
You know,
so that's how they're able to do it.
They went from $28 to $14 an hour.
Are they still union?
Yeah, they're still union, but that's still higher than the wage in other places, in other countries.
Oh yeah, yeah. Most countries, I mean, people are getting maybe $2-3 a day.
Yeah,
right.
Not an hour. You know.
Right.
But they got the small mom and pop places that are making the parts too.
Yeah.
The small places that are
auto suppliers.
The auto suppliers that are making the headrests, that are making the screws, that are making the foot pedals, the door, the bolts, and things like that. There are a lot of those throughout Michigan, but unfortunately those are where your smaller mom and pops are actually only paying $8 to $10 an hour to those workers, whereas, you know, a unionized employee who worked for Chrysler, GM, or Ford back in the day was getting $25 to $30 an hour. So, yeah, they've outsourced a lot of that work. So they've cut down when they outsource that, but they also have cut down on having to pay a lot of workers because they're doing them more or less on a contingent basis where they work on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is where they have the higher amount of people working now that they're hiring here.
Mm-hmm.
So how's the Detroit Police Department doing up there? Are they still being overzealous in their job description?
Yeah. Well, they still the same basically as far as that goes. They still under federal like investigation for
oh really?
You know, they don't have cameras in the cars, you know, that they're supposed to have and put in and
they don't want the evidence.
Yeah, and they also, you know, got bad jails and everything.
Just want to let y'all know, welcome to Revolution Radio on freeslips.com. Revolution Radio is completely listener supported. If you like what you hear, please click and donate. Click on the donate button and keep us alive. And we thank you for your chat participation. We are One Iam and Debbie.
Thank you, Debbie. That's right. Hit that donate button, put me back on next week. And I'm going to tell you something else. And then to get back on this education thing, I'm telling you, in these cities are not going to change, you know, until white people get on board and understand that, you know, we're not the monsters and everything, that the system it's just turning these babies into monsters by the time they're 15. You know what I'm saying? It's the system, man, and it's got to change. You know, you got to put real resources behind this situation find out what's really needed and make the changes. And it's not going to happen overnight.